Konnichiwa. Hello and welcome to JapaneAsY. If you plan a trip to Japan and need to acquire the basics of the Japanese language, this vlog is for you. I will help you to know how to write, read, and how the language works, so you are able to speak and understand it in a relatively short time. You will learn much more than just a handful of basic greetings and social phrases. This course will lead you to build up and form whole Japanese sentences as quickly as possible. This will enable you to take part in simple everyday conversations. You will be able to read and understand labels and tags of goods in shops very quickly, due to this course starting with the katakana syllabary. Apart from this reading ability, you will be able to write simple sentences in Japanese very soon too. It is ideal for you to watch the vlogs in the order as they follow, because they are linked to each other and the following builds on the previous. If you're not planning a trip to Japan, but you're simply interested in this country and want to know more about its inhabitants and their culture, this course is for you too. It will show you a good deal of the Japan hidden behind the words and letters of its language. じゃあ行きましょう。Advice: if you want to progress rapidly, don't just watch and listen passively, but try to imitate, say out loud, repeat after me the sounds, the words, the sentences I will tell you, and try to imitate the writing of the letters as I will be showing you. You can imitate the writing just with your finger in the air, or you can have a sheet of paper and a pencil at hand and write the letters on the paper. So let's start with the first letter of katakana. Katakana is a syllabary. This means that each letter represents one short syllable. The length of the syllable is counted in moras in Japanese. A mora is the length of time taken by one short syllable. Japanese syllables are either short, one moraic, or long, which normally takes two moras, with some exceptional syllabic patterns with 3 or 4 moras. The first letter of katakana is A. Repeat after me. A, A, A. Unlike English, the quality of this vowel is always the same in Japanese. It's similar to Spanish or Polish A. This sound virtually doesn't exist in most English accents, so English speakers pay special attention here. It is not A or A or A. It's not the French A either. It's always A. Repeat. A, A, A. It is written like this. Try to write it yourself on a piece of paper, or with your finger in the air, or as the Japanese are used to do, with your finger on the palm of the other hand. As a word, a can be an interjection similar to the English o or ah. The second letter is I. Unlike English or German, this vowel is never the lax E. It is always I, similar to short I in Spanish, Polish or Italian. I, I, I. As a word, I means stomach. It is pronounced short, as one mora. I. There is another word, I, the two mora long I, which means good, nice, pretty or lovely. Grammatically, the word I is a kind of verb which contains the function of what we usually call adjectives. But unlike English, Japanese doesn't need to add the verb to be to make it the verb of the sentence. The Japanese I is a verb by itself, and it can be an independent sentence as it is. I. We can even say I. I. Oh, it's okay. Please note that full stop is written as a small circle, not just as a dot, as we're used to when writing in the Latin alphabet. In I, the first mora is pronounced high-pitched and the second low-pitched, so the whole word has a falling intonation. I. I. Japanese has a system of honorifics, which is usually expressed by special endings on the main final verb of the sentence. In these first lessons of this course, all the verbs will be in the plain form, not expressing any particular honorific sense until we arrive at letters with which the honorific suffixes are written. Another word which we can squeeze out of the two letters we've just learned is ai. Ai is a noun meaning love. Love as a noun. Ai, love. Similar to I, this word is also high-pitched on the first syllable. Ai. Words with the high pitch on the first syllable are referred to as prototonic. I. Now, a task for you. Try to read this phrase aloud. I plus I. Now, what does the phrase "iai" mean? As I said, "I" is a verb meaning basically it is good. Japanese verbs, if put before a noun, turn into qualifiers, adjectives or attributes. Here we have the verb "I" placed before the noun "I." So "I" functions here as an adjective meaning good. I, the adjective good, plus I, the noun. So I means good love or nice love. In Japanese, vowels are pronounced together without the glottal stop between them, as is common in some languages like German. So it is not I, but I. Repeat after me. I. Let's learn another letter. U. U. Try to repeat the pronunciation of this vowel letter. U. 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 It is similar to how U is pronounced in many varieties of English, German, Swedish or Norwegian, and very different from the French or Italian U. Repeat again. U. 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 A task for you. Try to read this aloud. Repeat after me. How. How is a verb, and it means he meets, he will meet. While verbs in I, like he, are verbs expressing qualities, he, a quality verb, he is good. Japanese verbs ending in u, like how, are verbs representing action. How, a verb of action, he meets. Similar to how verbs are usually understood in languages like English or Spanish. The ending u in them represents the non-past tense in any person. Non-past means that the action is either habitual or future. So, au can mean either I meet, I usually meet, or I will meet. You meet, you usually meet, you will meet, etc. Try to read this phrase. How I. As I said before, when a Japanese verb is placed before a noun, it becomes the noun's qualifier. A qualifier is that part of sentence to which refers the question what kind of, what sort of, which. So if I love is qualified by how meet, we can ask what kind of love? And the answer is the kind of love which one meets. So, hawaii can mean the love that one will meet, the love one usually meets, the love you will meet, the love he will meet, etc. As we don't know yet how to express the subject of the verbs in Japanese, we must, for the time being, limit ourselves to vague translations like this. Here's another verb of action. Try to write it and read aloud. It's you. Unlike the verb au, you is a pitchless or atonic verb. so the first syllable is not high-pitched. You, how. Repeat after me with the correct melody. You, how. You, how. You means I say. It belongs among a few verbs which in this basic form tend to be used predominantly for the first person, I say or we say. However, rather than a rule, this is more of a tendency. Tendencies instead of rules is what makes Japanese grammar very special. Now listen to the following phrase. UI. What do you think it could mean? UI. The meaning of Japanese phrases are closely connected with the context, so a short phrase like this is hard to pin down, but one of its meanings can be the laughed at I mention. Well, this much for this lesson. We've learned 3 letters, a couple of new words, and a handful of grammatical principles of the Japanese language. See you at the next lesson.